In this video, we're going to show you some of the different gouges that we don't use very often, and we're going to explain the reasons why. I've taken out some of the different gouges, as you can see, from our collection, and these then are ones that we have in our collection that we very rarely use, but we would never get rid of. And that's the idea of this video then, is to explain to you why. And hopefully then, sort of in conjunction with some of the other videos that we've done talking about tools and gouges, hopefully it'll give a greater insight into what we look for when we're buying our gouges. To get started, a lot of the ones that I've picked out are swan neck style gouges that have a curve in the back. Now, it's nothing to do with how they've actually been made. It's nothing to do with the quality of them. It's more to do with the fact that they are seldom used. And the reason that we're not using these very often is because they're very useful when you're doing a job, when you're working in behind something. So for instance, in our collection of spoons, we have a love spoon where the phoenix rises. And to carve that, you're having to work in behind things. We have another love spoon here that has seeds inside an impression of Christ's hands. So you're having to work inside the hands to cut the seeds out. And that means working in between the hands, in between the fingers, and roughing out those seeds inside. So to do those things, gouges like these that have a curve in them allow you to work in behind something. So they're very useful gouges, but they have a very specific job and purpose to do. Now then, other things. We've got another one here that's a curved back gouge, and it's a nice gouge. It's an internal angle gouge, this one here, the way it's been sharpened on the internal angle. But the main reason that we wouldn't get a lot of use out of this is that it's a V shape. And in the collection here that we have, I've got maybe 3 or 4 V-shaped ones. And you'd only really ever use 1 or 2. And again, they have a specific job to do. There's another one like this one here. It has a very sort of tight sweep. And again, that could be a useful gouge. But it's a case of I have another one in here that is my preferred choice. The reason that you would never get rid of a gouge is because as soon as you get rid of that gouge, more often than not, the next sort of project you will work on, you will end up wishing that you hadn't got rid of that gouge. Some of the other ones that we've got, this one is quite an unusual one, has a nice scoop, it's got a curved back on it and a sort of nice shape there. But that isn't a gouge that I would be getting a lot of use out. Hopefully, the message then that we'll get across from this video is when you see us with all of these different tools by our side to call upon, whilst it might sort of look as if you need to acquire all of these different tools, you have to remember that if you buy tools like these ones here, like this one here, and like all of these ones that I picked out, whilst you may find them very useful, and whilst it may seem a good idea to keep accumulating tools, it's not necessary. And you don't want to go and buy, say, 10 gouges because somebody's got an offer of 10 gouges together. You don't want to just go and buy them, and those 10 gouges will only ever get used on one occasion. When you are buying your gouges, it's better to get one gouge that you are confident you're going to get a lot of use out of than to buy 10 gouges that you're thinking I might get some use out of. So that is what we're sort of getting at. You're better off if you refer, as I mentioned, to one of our other videos where we outline our beginners sort of essentials for gouges. You are better off getting those half dozen gouges that you can use a lot, as opposed to getting a dozen that are only going to be useful for very specific jobs. That is our video looking at some of the different gouges that we have in our collection but we don't very often use. Hopefully that will help you out when you're looking at buying new gouges and adding new ones to your collection. We know there's a lot of different shapes and sizes when it comes to gouges, and it can be a bit of a confusing sort of process to select what is best for yourself. If you are finding difficulties when it comes to purchasing gouges, put a little comment in the comment section below and we'll get back to you with a few suggestions and a few thoughts on what might be useful to help you with your wood carving and hand carving love spoon. Thank you all again for watching. We hope you've enjoyed that video. We hope it will prove useful. If it has, put a little like on it, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you're new here, to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos on wood carving and how we make our love spoons. Ring that bell as well so you'll get a notification when we upload a new video. And as we always say, thank you again for watching.